And are you refreshed? Yes. Good. Now what?
I'm so happy to be here. I have such a burning question. I have been playing in the vortex like crazy. It's so much fun. And what's coming up for me now is that I know things that I didn't used to know. Like the way my boyfriend's motorcycles work. A two-stroke engine. I just knew. It just seemed so simple. And of course it's fleeting. And then quantum physics. All of a sudden it seems simple for a moment. I want to play in that field. I want to know Kung Fu. I want to know.
Well, when you are in alignment with the vortex, you are in alignment with infinite intelligence. Also, it's of advantage to realize that you've been putting a lot more answers to questions and solutions to problems in your vortex than you realize. In other words, there's much more that you have focused there. So, do you believe that when we talk about infinite intelligence, do you believe that you have, when you get in the vortex, immediate access to every subject in the world?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because we've been talking about focus. So, do you believe that you have access to anything that you haven't focused into being for yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
The reason we're asking is because the most satisfying creations are those that you have focused into being, because you are owner of them, you are creator of them. And there are so many things that a person could think about. And so you have to be on the vibrational wavelength before something occurs to you. In other words, the vibration has to be in the vicinity. And so we will go along with you by saying there's much more in your vortex than you realize. And we will also go along with you by saying that once you hook up with infinite intelligence, that you actually have access to anything that infinite intelligence has access to, provided you are in the vibrational vicinity of it. And so, and the reason that we are hedging just a little bit on our willingness to say, oh yeah, just get in there and you have access to everything, is because you don't want the confusion of having access to everything. Focus is the name of the game. It's what you've focused into being that will ring your bells as you then allow it to manifest, you see. So through your life, you've carved out this vibrational experience. And as you find vibrational alignment with it, now it will manifest. So it's accurate to say that as you stand with contrasting experiences and you parlay it into a stronger desire, and then you do the vortex work, as you said, and you come into alignment with it, now you have the satisfaction of the alignment, the satisfaction of the manifestation of the alignment that's right on the heels, because it's just the next logical step, but you also have a new manifested and vibrational platform from which to explore and expand. So it's accurate to say that there's no end to the expansion, but it's not accurate to say that you are vibrationally ready to claim it all just because you're in the vortex, because the vortex is an expansive environment as well. We like it that you are discovering the power of what is there. We want to say to you, you have enough in your vortex to keep you happy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. So feel no shortage about us saying that it's not all available to you right here, right now. But you wouldn't want it to be. You're a creator. Do you want to eat all of the food for the rest of your life today? Do you? Would you like to figure out how many meals that would be and how many calories that would be and just have someone bring it and do it all today? Or are you happy just living in the moment? Are you wanting to breathe all the air today? Or are you happy in and out, in and out? And you're not wanting all of the knowledge. You're not wanting all of the thoughts. You don't want it all right now.
I want to call it forth when I want it, though. I want it to be there.
Well, that's not your job. You see, that's the readiness that law of attraction exhibits. So you have a singular job, and that is to understand and maintain your consistent relationship with your vortex, and your vortex will reveal to you constant unfolding and manifestations that are evidence of your alignment. We love this discussion about manifestation fast on the heels, because we really want what we've been talking about. Sometimes people think that when we begin talking about vibration and we begin talking about who you really are, that we're trying to distract you from the trials and tribulations of your physical experience so that you can experience the feeling of love and the feeling of appreciation of who you are. And well, that's pretty much true. But we know that along with those feelings will come manifestations which will please you also. And we never want, sometimes people have the discussion about the rightness or wrongness of spiritual versus material, or spiritual versus manifestation. And we say there's no versus, there's spiritual manifestation, and everything that is manifested in this magnificent time-space reality is an extension of what is spirit, you see. And so when you get it that you are a deliberate creator and you came to deliberately create the manifestations that reflect your never-ending vibrational evolution, then you've got it. Then you've got it. And so we like that. You get in the vortex and you know things. Well, that knowledge, in that rendezvous with that insight, we call it a manifestation. When something occurs to you, we call it a manifestation. Let's try to define that word a little bit. So when you use the word manifestation, often you mean those pinnacle things, like I manifested my new house, or I manifested my lover, or I manifested an improved bodily condition, or I manifested some money for a trip, or I manifest, and that is manifestation. But we want to call your attention to the understanding that this moment is a manifestation. In other words, this perceptual moment where there's space and time that is perceived, there are faces and conversations and words and environment and stuff, and this is a manifestation. It manifests now, manifests now, manifests now, manifests now. So when you begin noticing how now manifestation matches what's going on with you vibrationally on a very personal level, then you regain your sense of empowerment, because you regain your understanding of control. And a feeling of worthiness like you've been reaching for all of your life comes as you realize that the cooperative universe will yield to you anything and everything that you find a way of lining up with. So you're right. There is no ending. There is no limit to what you have access to, but there is a limit to what you can focus on this red hot minute, but you don't ever have to stop focusing. So you're just jumping from idea to better feeling idea, to better feeling idea, to better feeling idea, with all of it manifesting around you to let you know where you're at, you see. So what's the value of manifestation? Do you need it? Of course. Manifestation's a wonderful thing. It represents what you're doing vibrationally. And if you didn't want manifestation, you wouldn't have come into an environment where you're having leading edge manifestations. So the first we talk about how when you get into the vortex, and you talked about practicing your way there and how you're doing a good job. We like it when you find yourself in the vicinity or in it, and then you just milk it just because you want the vortex to train your vibration so that it's easier for you to maintain it and to get there. And so once you are doing that on a really regular basis, you begin to notice the cooperative components that have already been assembled that begin to rendezvous with you, the most recent addition as a cooperative component. Often you're the last holdout of cooperative components because you're too rational, or you've been going to those meetings where they're telling you about conspiracies. So as you find yourself in the vortex and you begin noticing that, feeling the effect of your now cooperation, the first manifestations, and we're going to call it a manifestation, first manifestations are ideas. Thoughts are manifestations. When you're thinking of something, it's a thought that's manifested. And so let's use the word focused. It's focused into a thought. Well, isn't that a wonderful thing? The thought occurs to you. You said, thoughts I should have no business knowing anything about are manifesting in my mind. Why? Because you're a cooperative component to questions that you have had and answers. So you didn't just stumble into this glut of answers. And so now you're in the vortex. Someone calls out, "She's in, lay it on her." Start downloading the answers. It's not like that. It's that you put them there. And so you are vibrationally connected to them, and under the right vibrational conditions, they occur to you. Manifestation. The ideas occur to you. Someone walks in the room and gives you a piece of information that is important to your now experience. But notice that it's the next logical step. That's what, something really extraordinarily wonderful that Jerry and Esther have been wanting for a really long time came to fruition last weekend. And as it came to fruition, Esther said, "I thought I would be doing cartwheels." But it's so the next logical step that it's like, okay, okay. And there's a part of her that thinks that there's one flaw in the universe, but you have to be in the vibrational vicinity of it before it can occur. And if you're in the vibrational vicinity of it, when it does occur, it just feels logical. I know this stuff, you say. I know this thing. I have this knowledge. So first you rendezvous with thoughts, then you begin to rendezvous with others who have thoughts, then you begin having conversations. In other words, manifestation just begins to take shape and form all around you until it becomes more full-blown and more meaty and more discernible and more enjoyable and more pleasurable.
This is already enjoyable and pleasurable.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
The idea of it.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I know Kung Fu.
Good. Something more?
I just love you so much.
There is
I'm
great love
complete.
here for you
I'm
as well.
complete.
Very good.
Thank you.
Now what?